Alright.
Alright.
So you can see she's already good to go. Let's take a look at her basic skill. Yeah, basic, she's a brawler. She's a combat character. This uniform comes with 6 new skills. Let's go ahead and open up and gather everybody in, have them all grouped together a bit. I'm actually going to refresh for a brief moment. There you go.
This is live, folks. This is the proof.
This is live. This is where all the fun action happens. Let's go ahead and open up with her first skill. Right, you can see these enemies in a bit of a stun. This is the first skill, nothing too flashy, but this is referred to as the jewel pin spin kick.
It's very fast.
All right, of course, that leaves enemies stunned. No additional stats there. Let's go ahead and open with the second skill. This is the sleek punch storm. Take a look at that one more time. You can see she dashes about and then punches the enemy. So not only does she leave the enemy with a bit of a fractured state, she ends it with a stunning punch. There, flashing. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get back here. I'm going to refresh because they're all over the place. Now we're going to go ahead and open with her third skill, which is the untouchable power.
Whoa.
She gives again several more punches and kicks and then dashes from behind. And you've noticed the enemies are actually left in silence.
Because they're so stunned.
Yeah. Well, actually, believe it or not, they actually are stunned, actually. There are some stats that come with that are stunned, silence. Yes. That also grants you a little brief bit of immunity there. Alright, so we're done with that skill. Let's move over on to our friends over here. We're going to input up with our fourth skill, which is a bit interesting. So let's take a look at this. So if you notice what she does, she actually kicks I believe she kicks the ground up first, or she throws it up, and she just pummels them to death. As you notice, like the concrete actually falls into a little bit of tiny pieces and rains it down on them, and then finally takes the last piece and then slams it down. This is referred to as the meteoric slam. This attack not only stuns the enemies, as what happens when you're slammed with, in the face with a street, but also it also gives you a little bit of an attack buff as well.
I like how she whittles it down.
Next is her fifth skill, which is the forceful suppression. Now this is actually a defense down skill, so not only will this decrease your enemy's defense, it also increases your overall attack, defense, speed, and critical stats. Alright, so that does it for her fifth skill, but like I said, she has 6 skills. And usually, what follows up with that? She, of course, has an awakening skill, as, of course, you would have seen in the teaser. So let's go ahead and check it out. And, of course, she summons her defending allies. Everybody shows up. You have Luke Cage, you got Iron Fist. All the defenders are here, or most of the defenders are here. Let's take a look at that one more time.
Love that body slam.
Yep, like I said, she summons her heroic allies, causing enemies to not only be paralyzed, removes any debuffs, while also buffing yourselves overall critical rate and damage. And that does it for Jessica Jones. I just like watching it. Let's take a look at it one more time.
Yeah, let's watch one more.
And we are going to see a little again, of course, because a couple other characters received awakened skills. But like I said, we'll go over that. Anyway, so that does it for Jessica Jones's new uniform, so you all can look forward to that. And yeah, so in the meantime, you guys can go ahead and leave in the comments what you guys think of her current skill set and uniform.
Nice entrance.
Dynamic entrance. Of course, again, brawler, combat character. Open up with skill number 1, which is the stone plate swing.
Whoa.
Again, one thing I love about all the defenders, they literally use the street. They literally use the street.
They're from
to
the
defend
streets, and you're gonna know it.
And of course, leaves the enemies stunned as you do. Next up is the hard fist, because it's punch from Luke Cage. I would assume it's very hard. It's very hard fist. So there you go. No additional stats that come with that. Next, we're going to use the warming up. Again, not necessarily attack, it's more like just a buff. And what comes with this buff, not only do you gain a little bit of a damage immunity, it also increases your overall attack buff, and not only that, helps you accumulate a warm-up for true damage.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm going to move on to our friends over here. They look lonely.
Yeah, they do. Want to give them a hug?
Number 4. Oh, I don't think they want a hug. Alright, this skill is actually referred to as the ground crash. You see, it opens up and it just slams it down.
Oh, that's why it's called.
Again, this is actually another defense down attack. So what this attack actually does, not only does it, remove. Sorry, give me a brief moment here.
Nice.
This actually incapacitates enemies. Like I said, a lot of info. It's hard to keep track with everything. Again, so this is a skill that actually incapacitates foes, causing them to removes a bit of the target's buffs, while also again decreasing their enemy's overall defense.
Very cool.
So I'm going to go ahead and refresh, get the group all together again. Skill number 5 is the violent charge. So he kind of, dashes in, just giving them a barrage of punches. Take a look at that again.
Oh, nice.
Alright, this little ditty also, again, is a defense down attack. Not only that, also, let's see. Again, yeah, fun times for all. Yeah, so leaving enemy stunned, fractured, while also penetrating their defense. And of course, again, he has a little, of course, as you can see, has a 6th skill. Let's go ahead and test it out. Let's do it on this one loner over here.
It seems fair.
Again, this attack offers the same buffs same buffs and overall stats as Jessica Jones's skill. The only difference is that little ending little attack where he actually, if you see him watching closely, he actually jumps in the air, gives him a nice little body slam just to end it. No survivors at the end of this attack.
The body slam's my favorite part.
Just get a little punch. Okay, now with that, we're gonna go ahead and move on to Iron Fist. Alright, so he of course has 5 new skills that come with the uniform. The first skill is not a new skill. This is just the Chi of Flying Crane. Just looks nice all the time. Gives a little kick. Yeah, there you go.
That's pretty big for skill 1.
Skill 1, of course, and also that's not even the new skill. Now we're going to move on to the new skills, which is the Infinite Chain Hit. Interesting name. Take a look one more time. Let's get these guys over here.
Yeah, get them in a roll.
Yep, this is an energy attack that actually causes paralysis.
Oh.
Sweet. Next is skill 3, which is the Chi Flow. Can move up a little closer. Again, this is another buff attack.
Like his buddy.
Buff. Yeah. This actually increases your energy attack by 30%, while also granting you immunity and the ability to accumulate true damage. So he's all set to go. So next up is skill 4. This is referred to as Xiao Lao's Wrath. Take a look at that one more time. And you see Spirit of Xiao Lao just comes up. Again, really hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly.
It's there and it's wrathful. I love that.
This is another energy attack that causes burn damage. And also, again, decreasing your enemy's defense. That's always a useful stat that's always useful. Again, anything relating to defense down. Okay, well, these guys over here look lonely, so I'm going to go ahead and test the 5th skill on them.
Whoa.
That's a lot of fists. I just also like the little, broken glass effect. Let's take a look at it from this angle. This is referred to as the Immortal Attack. Yep, it's called the Immortal Attack. It's the Immortal Attack.
It's very
bright. This is another energy attack that also grants silence while also penetrating your opponent's overall defense, such as their shield and their overall armor. Now, let's see what the one we've been waiting for. We want to see the Awakening skill. This is Awakening skill, referred to as the Immortal Chi Strike. So, we're going to get our defending allies to come again. Then ends, and then Xiao Lao comes again, delivers that final blow. This helpful attack, actually, again, as I mentioned in the previous skills, again, actually removes debuffs while also granting a buff to your overall critical and defensive skills, while, of course, also ending with the Spirit of Xiao Lao, ending the attack. That is the 5th skill. I just want to see that one again. And then last, we're going to end it again with the final attack, with the Awakening skill.
He's just charging up.
And good to go.
Yeah.
And of course, the developers are gracious enough to actually give us some tips as well. So some final tips they granted us with Iron Fist, where they said to use skill 3 with the buff, which we mentioned earlier before, and also decreases enemy's defense using skill 4. And their overall recommended combo are skills 3, 4, and 5. So let's open up again, get that buff, give them, make use of that debuff in the 4th skill, then end it with the 5th skill. And there you go, that has it for all the new uniforms for some of the characters. But again, we have a couple other things to move on to. Kim, what do you say? All right, take a look at his basic attack. He pummels enemies, interesting. Next up is skill 1. This is the Warrior's Fist.
Nice.
Pretty basic attack. This is an energy-based attack, while it also stuns and incapacitates your foes. Also a little bit of a silence there, too. Next up is skill 2. This is referred to as the Hero's Advance. As you can see there, enemies are actually left for a bit of a burn stat, while also ignores a percentage of their target's overall dodge rate. not defensive.
I like how this looks because Ikaris is actually notable for being especially fast among Eternals.
Get these guys with another third attack. Third attack is the Salvation Blow. Again, you see a lot of burn damage used in these skills. It also grants you damage immunity while also being able to accumulate true damage, similar to the other heroes that we mentioned earlier in the stream. Let's hit him with the fourth skill. This is the Eternal Blast. This is an attack that causes paralysis, as you can see there, while also decreasing the enemy's defenses. Also granting you a little bit of invincibility as well. I think these guys have had enough. Let's take a look at these guys over here. They seem lonely, but don't worry, Ikaris has a little something special for you. This is his fifth skill, which is the Surging Anger skill. Again, he's moving to and through about. Again, this is another burning theme attack. Again, decreases enemies' defense while also penetrating their overall defense. Also, check it again. I believe it also causes stun and fear.
He seems mad.
It makes sense. I mean, again, if you make an Eternal angry, it only makes sense where fear would actually be involved. So
yeah, I'd be scared.
Yeah, I would be too. Most people should be. Anyway, that does it for the new character for Ikaris. But I do believe we have something more. Yeah, let's get people
making himself known.
We're all together. All right, let's open up with skill number 1.
Nice.
This is referred to as the Brutal Slash. And basic attack, again, just simple but effective. It leaves the enemy stunned. Do it one more time. Sweet. Alright, this is skill number 2. This is Criminal Extraction. So if you notice a little stat there, let's take a look at that one more time. Enemies are actually left stunned and also blind. I'm sorry, this binds them together. Next, skill 3 is called Sensory Focus. This is actually a counter skill. You notice he kind of pauses for a brief moment. This again, like I said, mentioned, this is a counter skill. But again, even in the event he wasn't attacked, he still ends up attacking. I'm actually going to go ahead and have the AI attack try. Okay, so what makes this skill actually effective, that again, this is, as I mentioned, this is a counter skill, but also causes paralysis, fracture, and again, and as he's holding his stance there, it actually helps to accumulate true damage, and again, he gets to deal more damage based off the damage that he's been receiving.
Very good.
Very useful skill. And then turn off AI because we don't want the visuals to be ruined by all him and his
all those
his
pew
glory.
pews.
So
yeah.
this is actually the fourth skill. This is referred to as Fallen Retaliation, which sounds similar to the title you mentioned, which is for his uniform referred to as Fall from Grace. Let's take a look at that one more time. Where he uses the staff. It's fine. Sorry, I just like watching this one. This is a stat that also again decreases your enemy's defense while buffing your overall stats while guaranteeing you brief invincibility.
There's just a lot going on.
It is. As you notice, he actually brings all the enemies in, and then if you notice, they all spread out a bit. So, fun times. You gather them a little bit one more time. Refresh here for a second. Get our friends gathered together. Hello. Okay, we're good to go. So, I'm going to check out his fifth skill, because his T3 skill is ready, which we'll go into that in just a moment. We'll take a look at his fifth skill, as I mentioned. This is referred to as the Staff Strike. I'm going to do it again on these guys over here. This is another defense down attack, causing fracture while incapacitating foes, while again also removing the buffs.
Solid.
So, again, these skills, they're all fine and dandy, but we know what you really want to see. You want to see the T3 skill, which is always fun.
We know what you came for.
Yeah, we know why you're here. So let's take it out. This is Final Punishment.
Nice. Ah!
So for those of you who read the comics, of course, you'll notice a little clawback. You see just the way again, everything is kind of dark. You see things that are similar to his vision. We're gonna go ahead and warm up.
It's how he senses things.
Yes, we're gonna go ahead and warm up.
We all know he's blind, but this is his. It's really cool because that's how it's typically depicted in comics. Is that particular look?
That's right. So I'm going to go ahead and, so we're all ready. So we're going to go ahead and use our G3 skill one more time as I go ahead and go over the stats. So it makes this skill interesting. So not only does it silence foes have a 100% attack of missing you for a brief amount of time, while at the same time you have a 100% chance of going past their overall dodge rate. Of course, it grants you 40% attack. It gives you a 40% buff to one of your attacks. And again, overall, it's just a fun attack. Again, visually, it's fantastic. Again, enemies can't hit you for a set amount of time, and their dodge rate is ignored 100% for a brief amount of time as well. So, fun overall. And again, visually, it's just fun. I love the callback to the comic. I love that iconic over-the-shoulder pose as well.
Yeah. Classic man without fear pose.
That's right. And that does it for the new characters.
All right, that was awesome. Thank you, Cage.